So what do you think about it?
Well, it's like a little puzzle. You just stick it back together like that, right?
You just want to weld and put it back in?
No.
Hey! So we return from Windrock. Did a little cleanup, a little bit of resting. Today we will start working on the JK, doing some repairs. But today is not going to be a only Mikey repair. Today we're going to bring in the breaker and creator of these issues and let her do her necessary repairs. We'll teach her, show her. So we have took nothing apart, so you get to see it all. Ooh. You ready to make some repairs?
Sure.
You know what you're doing?
No.
Ain't it great? All right, so what we're gonna do here is we broke, obviously, if you watched the last video, we broke the rear axle shaft on the driver's side here. And we got one from a wrecked and rolled Jeep. Passenger side one's bent on that axle. Hopefully the driver's side one's still straight. It appears to be when it rolls, but that's the one we're going to use. We're going to do a quick swap repair today. It ain't going to be real quick, but we are going to do a swap and repair. So we can try to make this thing drivable if we want to go do some easy light trail.
Yes, easy light trails.
Easy trails. All right, so here we go.
That one's off, but that one's not.
I told you your front's messed up.
It's just a little off.
Gangsta.
Balance. Just a little off balance. I don't know. I've never done this before. All right. I'm told this is the first step. We got to remove this.
Don't drop the bolts in the hole, leave the top one in it.
Okay. Do I need to go like I do?
Take them off. Take them all off.
Okay.
It don't matter how you take them off, just take them off.
Okay.
Alright, now the top one, just break it loose. Break. Oh, that's it. Step. Take your screwdriver. You're going to lay it right in the edge of this lip right here. There's a groove. And then you're going to take the hammer and you're going to peck on it just a little bit. On either side. So if that side over there is better for you, do it on that side.
Alrighty, we're putting a little screwdriver in here.
Don't hit your finger. Gotta hit it.
They're laughing. This is awkward.
No complaining.
It's awkward when I have a sore arm. It's starting to get greasy.
Yeah, I know. You might hit me in the head with a hammer too. You didn't hit it.
I can't get it.
That's where you gotta hit it. And then pry on it just a little. Let the oil start coming out. So it don't just splash out when it flies out. Grab a hammer and hit that again. Keep doing. All right.
The worst smell in the world. Gear.
No, that one 8.8 I did one time was the worst in the world.
Oh yeah, the one that was burnt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one stunk. So what's going on in there?
A whole lot of junk.
A whole lot of junk.
A raw Earl. I don't see no metal this, that's good. So the axle shaft must have broke pretty clean. It don't look like none of you, what I could see, none of the gears look bad at all. Really, they all look pretty good. Wear on, but I mean, their gears are going to be worn. Alright. So while that's draining, we'll work at taking the wheel off, the caliper off, the spacer off, the rotor off. Yeah. You ready?
Oh yes. Let's get this party started.
It's already started.
Well, even more started.
Supposed to be down here.
Well, I
wore my good clothes.
I needed a little man muscle because with my arm from my incident I did last week as well, it's still pretty sore when I have to lay on it.
Same thing applies. Caliper and caliper mount off. That should be an 18 millimeter, I think. You could take the caliper off. You could take the caliper mount off, but I would do just both at the same time. Get them loose? No?
Give me that.
Go straight. There you go. I can get rid of this one. Alright, see the caliper comes off. Squeeze it right up in there. Next to all this junk. These rotors gotta come off. Very good tool. sensor here's got to come off. So this little red tab, can you see the red tab? The red tab needs to get pulled out. Right there. Now that should allow you to push down on that right there and pull it out. Now next up, you're going to take that bolt out right there. As always, if you can't get her to make a sandwich, get her to make the repair. Ah.
All right.
Take your pry bar and hook it right in here. Yep, just like that. And give it a little pry. Sometimes they pop, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you need a slap hammer. Sometimes you need 2 of them bars. In this case, 1 to the bar. So, this is my favorite pry bar ever. It is made by Blue Point.
It stinks.
And there is a number off of it if y'all ever want one. I love these pry bars. I have 2 of them here at home. One goes on the trail with me and a couple of them at work. Here comes the axle shaft. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, and the end of it is broken off. End of it's broken off. You know, but I will say for this thing to have 90-some thousand miles, I think it's like 95 and some change. Been rode pretty hard a few times. And that is a factory JK44 axle shaft. And trust me, she don't go easy on her. So, but that is the removal of the broken axle shaft.
Yep, my broom handle.
Yep. I call it a broom handle because mine's a 14 bolt. A little bit bigger. But all right, now we got to fish the little part out. Good luck.
So now we're fishing for the other end.
It is in here. Yep, gonna take care of it.
Alrighty, on to the other side.
It didn't come out with a magnet.
No. So we gotta go in the other side. Take the carrier out. I guess when I break it good.
Just grab it, stand it straight up on the stud ends. Over there somewhere. That'll work. What? Driver side is out. Only 20-minute video, but it's out. Now we're gonna see if we can't. Maybe take a broom handle and knock the other side out, but I doubt it because there's a pin in the middle of the carrier. Yay! Yay! All right, let's see what we got. Alright, now listen.
Yep.
When you take those caps off, take them off. Don't take them off, right? And set them down just like this, see? Because they got to be there's a top and there's a side to them.
Okay.
So when you take it off, don't drop it. You took the bolt all the way out. Because you ain't got that bolt all the way out. Now the best thing I've done, stick one bolt back in there. Don't thread the bolt. Stick the bolt in there. Just a little bit and wiggle the bolt. Side to side. Put it up. There you go. And let the cap off by wiggling the bolt. There you go. Now set it up just like there you go. Now when you do this side, it needs to come to this side and be set down. Now when you take that other one, turn the bolt over. When you take that other one out, just make sure the carrier don't fall out on you. Put it on there. Pull the trigger. Remember to wiggle, put the bolt back in the hole and wiggle it a little bit. Make sure the carrier don't come out. There you go. Now move it up out of the way. Alright, now this comes the fun part. Usually you could take the pry bar and hook around the bolt head and that flat right there. Yeah.
I think I needed a man's strength. Pop that out.
No, not so much that, as much as you need to know a little bit more, I guess, how much you're trying to pry out. The other part is that,
I didn't want to mess anything up either.
the other part is that broken axle shaft. See it right there?
Yeah.
It ain't got much left in there.
There she is.
Yep.
Oh, the end. The end.
So what do you think about it?
Well, it's like a little puzzle. You just stick it back together like that, right?
You just want to weld and put it back in?
No. But at least it came off in some clean pieces for the most part. Not little metal shavings everywhere.
Skinny pedal. Skinny pedal. But that's okay. It's all fun. But broken axle shaft removed. Now we'll do a little brake clean in there. Clean up some crap. Check out the carrier and the old Aussie locker that's in there. And start putting it back together. We still got to take that one apart. You get the axle shaft out of it. Good times. So.
Cleaning it out.
Yeah.
But it does straight up like paint thinner. Cause the inside?
Yeah.
Little bit
Inside's a little bit scored in there.
yeah, it's a little scored.
And there's some metal down in there, see it?
Yep.
So we gotta get that out for the magnet. A little bit we gotta get out. All right. So now that we got the axle shaft that we're going to use out of that one, that axle shaft right there, and we got the good old JK tore down. Time to start putting it back together, I guess. So we will start assembly.
Part of his duty is to get that carrier back in. Because he knows what he's doing there. I have no clue whatsoever about that.
Takes effort.
Takes effort.
Muscles.
Muscles. Yeah. And he's done a few of them in his time too.
A little bit of no. But how do you learn?
By doing.
Alright. So
We got this thing all cleaned up. Got all the shards out of it that we possibly can get out of. Cleaned her up as good as possible. So I wanted to see if you could do that from that angle.
well, I guess I can. People say not to do this because you break it, spacer. So far, I've only broke one in my time.
And again, we do things that what works for us may not be the proper way,
Well, that and
but we get it done.
I've only broke one. As long as you don't wail on it, as long as you don't sit here and try to, you know, beat it to holy hell, I don't see where the big issue is. If you try to rear back and swing on it like, you know, with everything you got, that's a little different. The one I did break, I was hitting it a little bit harder than I wanted to, but I also don't have a carrier spreader, so yeah. And no, we're not just going to impact them in Always remember to unload your torque wrench. Do not store it. Set up. They say that weakens the springs. Those are torque to Google specs. All right. Time for an axle shaft. She puts the shaft in its hole. So, an interesting thing to keep in mind. These right here only go a certain way. So, they're notched for the sensor and the spacer in the sensor, right? Or the space in the wheel speed sensor. So, when you go to put that in there, always look for that notch and make sure you have it in the right way, because if you get its axle shaft all the way in and it's not all the way there, then you'll have to pull it right back out to turn that and try to figure out which way it goes. What I have learned is that notch should be for the wheel speed sensor. Alright. Now it don't go as easy as you think it does. So you get it in there, you gotta pick it up a little bit, pry it like you are, pivot it. There you go. Now once you get it close and you get it started, then you'll get these lined up. Then you gotta pick the axle shaft up. And you should be able to wiggle it just a little bit.
Watch your fingers.
There it is. Hey!
Hi!
As you can see, the axle swap, it's not too difficult. I'm not the greatest tutorial person on videos and things, so. But anyway, axle's in there, calipers are on, wheel speed sensors, everything's good. We have to put the spacers back on, torque those, clean up the old silicone off the factory differential cover, which is not factory silicone. Reseal it. We will have to make a store run for some gear oil. Outside of that, the axle shaft is back in, rear end's pretty well back together. So again, we're going to install the wheel spacers, which I have right here. I think they're spider tracks. But anyway, I got blue Loctite that I'm going to use. I know the manufacturer says use red, but I don't like red. Red is permanent. With these things going off and on for, you know, things to break, taking them apart, bearings and different things, I don't like it to be permanent. So I use blue Loctite, but the manufacturer calls for red, so follow manufacturer's specs, unless you're like me. I guess, I don't know. But we're going to put the blue Loctite on, put the spacers on, torque those to 120 foot-pound, and then we will put the wheels on and torque those to 120 foot-pound, and clean the silicone off the rear cover, silicone it up, install it. Won't be able to drive it until we get gear oil and fill the rear differential up, and then it should be somewhat drivable. Next repair will be on the front. We will try to figure out why it's got a gangster lean, which I know it's got a bent C on one side of the axle. So it's also got a little bit more spacer in the driver's side, so we may take that out. Try to level it back off a little bit. And go over some other things that Windrock has created or caused, or the driver has caused. So that is the axle swap on the JK. All right, I ain't got nothing else.
Ooh, hello. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll throw in a shot after this of it completely finished after we make that store run. Talk to you later. Watch out for the next video.
We can't go out like that. We can't go out like that. So, wheels are on. Just gotta get, again, clean silicone. Gear oil, make store run. May not do that today. Yeah, no. It's just a little bit. It's not like it's got to drive. But we can't delete. Hello.
Till next time.
Bye.
See you later.